Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you, hopefully elect. And just through the spirit, I wasn't planning on doing a video at this moment, but like I said, through the spirit, I was watching this video, man, and I just couldn't just. The spirit just got on me. I got fired up, man. Like I said, just watching this video, as you see on the screen, it says boyfriend beater is convinced that laws don't apply to her. So you see, again, I'm gonna read that again. Boyfriend beater. So in this case, in this situation, in this incident, all right, and I put this video in the chat with the brothers from my camp, because it got me heated. It got me to an extent feeling some type of way. All right, because being in a society where, and that's why through the spirit I wanted to do this real quick, because again, in this society, man, where everything is catered toward everything is catered toward to these fucking women, and I in this video, I'm just go ahead and say this, disclaimer, all right, just through the spirit, man. If you don't like how certain of us brothers talk, man, then hey, don't watch this video. Get the fuck off this channel right now, because again, through the spirit, man, I'm gonna speak expressly, or as I often say, the spirit is gonna expressly speak. All right, the spirit speaking expressly. All right, because I mean, this shit it's got to come to an end. And I was watching, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, man, I was watching the brother Mahaloya out there in Kansas City, GMS Kansas City, the head brother out there, and he made a statement how, because from time to time, the spirit gets on brothers to where it's just like, hey, to get on the fucking women, especially the Israelite woman. Well, I can't even say Israelite woman, because for the most part, Israelite women, for the most part, they're going to be somewhat in order. All right, so it's really the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women. All right, because like I said, Israelite women, for the most part, they're going to be in order. All right, so like I said, when you see brothers getting on the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women, man, brothers really be getting on Eve's ass, getting up Eve's ass, and not in a literal sense, unlike ISUPK, where they basically preach that you can pop your woman in the rectum. All right, not in that sense, but spiritually speaking, man. Hey, it's no coincidence, because like I said, and this video is what is it, roughly 25 minutes? Yeah, roughly 26 minutes. And as you see, I'm about 16 minutes in, so I got another roughly 10 minutes left. And watching this video, like I said, the spirit just got on me, because this is like, man, and when I posted this video in the chat, the group chat with the brothers, man, because it's just like, man, if the roles were reversed, if it was the other way around, man, hey, they would have locked that. I can't say Jake, because I don't know if he was a Jake or not, but he's definitely a simp ass, beta ass nigga. All right, and real quick, let me park, man. Salakia, let me park, because I'm a little excited. My spirit is on fire right now. Salakia, it's late at night. I gotta fulfill my words as a husband. I told this demon I was gonna get him some food from the spot, and I'm at the spot, so let me go ahead and park real quick. Salaki, man, I had to do this real quick. I had to, Through the spirit and power of you. How about Shema Shah, man? I had to do this real quick, so slack, yeah. This is strictly off the slide, you know. I'm gonna get this real quick, man. And as I was saying before, certain things it hits different, especially when you come from that background, especially when you come from that environment, when you come from that environment. All right, and I say that because, like I said, certain things hit different, you know. And when it comes to the topic of these fucking effeminate, weak ass, simp ass, beta ass, I can't even say men, all right? Because real men, pursuant to Ecclesiastes 12, man, hey, you know, let me get that real quick. I ain't brought that out in a minute. And that's a, oldie but goodie, you know. In reality, none of these scriptures are oldies, and but let me get this real quick, man. In Ecclesiastes 12 and 10, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Bashim Shai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. All right. You see, man. All right, because part of being a man of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is exactly that, being a fucking man. All right. And as I believe it's the Apostle Gabar, he often makes a statement, in order to be a man of the Lord, first and foremost, you have to be a fucking man first. And that's what we're learning through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, we're coming back into the remembrance of these things, you know, because real quick, and just this is through the spirit, because another elder brother, I believe it was the elder Awaram out there in Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, he made the statement, and it just prompted me. So just real quick, because we are coming back into the remembrance of these things, all right? Because we had it at one point, and then we lost it, but now we're coming back into the remembrance, right? So real quick, bear with me as I look through this real quick. Bear with me. Because like I said, I was watching the elder Awaram, and I had to, through the spirit of the Lord, man, had the privilege of being in his presence. And certain brothers, man, especially when it comes to certain elders, certain brothers, man, they're deep when it comes to this word, man, and then the elder, man, he was dropping all type of spiritual gems up on us, man. He was like, damn, So ever since then, I just kind of just been watching the elders videos. And so, like I said, I was watching one of his videos, which I had the privilege of as well. I believe the brother's name is Barack, and you had the other brother, you had the one brother Barack, and oh man, I'm gonna look his page up real quick, because I really want to be on point when it comes to where I get certain information from, and certain brothers and whatnot. So again, Salakia, let me look this up real quick. I don't remember the brother's name, and if the brother just so happens to see this, Salakia, I'm definitely at least mention your page in this video. I just got to look it up real quick. I definitely know the page. I just don't remember the brother's name off bat. So I'm gonna look the brother's page up real quick. At the moment, again, Salakia. You know, because you definitely want to give credit where it's due. You know, and it was definitely a privilege to be amongst these brothers. Like I said, man, the elder, he was dropping straight gems. You know, it's like almost damn nearly every word came out the elder's mouth. It was like, damn, you know, it was like shit. But just bear with me, man. My shit's going haywire as always. But Lord willing, man, we're gonna get into this real quick. So you had the one brother, Barak, and you had the other brother, trying to look his page up. And, you know, you follow so many brothers' pages. It's like, damn, you know, you can't keep up with every brother. But I definitely know his page. I've been following him for a while. So just bear with me, Baba Shaw. I want to get this right. I definitely want to get this right. Damn, man. I follow so many brothers' pages, man. It's like, damn. Bear with me, man. Because worst case scenario, I'm gonna just leave all those brothers' pages in the link, and just in this video, I'm gonna leave the links to their pages in the description. I don't want to spend too much time looking for this. But you can definitely, if you know, and that's the spirit, because you know the elder Aram, he's live right now as I speak. You know, he's live right now. But nevertheless, man, I'm gonna go ahead and move on, because like I said, I'm gonna leave those brothers' pages links to their pages in this video. I'm gonna leave links to their channels in this video. I don't want to waste too much time. But nevertheless, as I was saying, all right, or rather going back into it. All right. Because hell, man, and that's the spirit 144, man. Call Allah Yahweh Shimon Shai. But going back to it, gotta, you know, drifted off topic a little bit, but going back into it, you know, just through the spirit. All right. You know, hey, like I said, man, this shit, it got me hot. You know, it got me heated. Got my spirit. It got me fired up. I wasn't even planning on doing a video today, but hey, it's all through the spirit. Because as I was saying, to quote the Elder Gabar, the Apostle Elder Gabar, you know, as he often says, in order to be a man of the Lord, first you have to be a man first. All right. You know, and just you know, circle it all around to tie it all back together. Because as I was saying, I was watching the Elder Aram, and you know, he made the statement about how, hey, because we're coming back into the remembrance of these things, you know, and oftentimes the scriptures talk about like just to throw a precept out there, like Deuteronomy 30 and what is that, 19? Deuteronomy 30 and 19, where it talks about how I called heaven and earth to record this day against you. All right, you know, just to pinpoint that point where where it mentions that the record. All right, you know, to record or record right? Which equates to remembrance, to remember. You see, because like I was mentioning, we had it at one point, we had it at one point, but we lost it, but we are coming back into the remembrance of it, of this thing. You see, because again, just to go back to the topic at hand, man, hey, Jake needs to man the fuck up, and like I said, it hits certain things, certain topics, certain subjects hit different, especially when you come from that environment, when you come from that background. Because just me personally, just to put myself out there, it I'm not going to say I get emotional, because at this point, you get to a point where you just learn to leave your emotions out of it. But like I said, it just hits different with certain topics when it hits home. Because I was, I myself, like a lot of other brothers, man, I was to that point where, hey, I was a weak, effeminate, emotional, and now I often mention how, I was one of the fortunate ones to have a father in my life. All right. To this day, I still have a father, but growing up, I had a father in my life, right? Because hey, if it was up to my mother, I would I would have been in a worse case. I would have been worse off than what I was, But I had a father to somewhat lead me and direct me, install some type of discipline in me. All right, because like I said, my mother, being a so-called black woman, being a Judite woman, hey, I would have been through, you know. But even with that being said, my father, hey, and this is not the bash the man, but hey, because like I said, I often mention how my father, he was the outside of Yahweh Shemal Shai and brothers in this truth, outside of this thing of ours, man. My father, he was the most alpha man, the alpha male that I knew. He was the most alpha male the most alpha figure that I know. And I say that because hey, to all of us, it can apply. Whether it be that drug dealer on the block or whatever the case may be for different brothers, man. It's different for all of us. All right, whatever the case may be. In some way, shape, form, or fashion, hey, Jake is gonna look to that figure, that male figure, that, so to say, that fatherly figure, and that's why I say, hey, I was one of the fortunate ones, because a lot of Jake grew up without their fathers, but I was one of the fortunate ones to have a father to steer me the Lord used my father to steer me, my earthly father, to steer me in the somewhat right direction. But even with that being said, my father, he was still a he was still to an extent, man, he was still a simp. He was still a simp. I'll just say it like that. He was still a simp. Bound down. I'm not gonna say bound down, but he still, to an extent, had he was wrapped around the finger of a woman in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? In some way, shape, form, or fashion. So, like I said, so I came from that, that background of, you still gotta, basically, long story short, man, in not so many words, hey, you still gotta worship the women in some shape, form, or fashion in this society. If it's not men of Yahweh Shema Shai, if it's outside of the men of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, you're still gonna be taught to worship women. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day. So I just say all that to say, slacking for the rumbling. I say all that to say because, hey, it's just to put myself out there. Like I said, I came from that background, that environment, to where, hey, being a simp ass, weak ass, beta ass male, and just knowing what I know now, man, it's just like, man, it pisses you off because this is not how it's supposed to be. All right. You know, a man, especially a man of Yahweh Shema Shai, an Israelite man, a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Indian man, is not supposed to be fucking bound down himself, you know, to some fucking woman. You know, point blank, period. You see? But that's all that we see. Now, granted, because there is a balance to everything, all right? Now, I always say, and I tell brothers often that, hey, we are in captivity. You got to play your cards right. This society is catered towards women, all right? And we are not in the environment, right, as of right now, to where, you know, you can't just be, you know, just this, you know, all outright, I'm going to do it my way, how I say it, the way, no, you know, because ain't no brother is going to find a Sarah on this side, you know. No brother is going to find a Sarah on this side. So you got to play your cards right. And even as scripture say, when it comes to dealing with these women, you got to be wise, you know, deal wisely. All right. But even with that being said, man, you can't lower your stand. Well, again, we are in captivity, but you can't have high expectations, man. Especially when it comes to these people in the society, and especially when it comes to these fucking women. You can't have high expectations. Don't expect no Sarah. Don't expect no broad to call you Lord, right? Khan, I don't want. Don't expect none of that shit, man. You know, if anything, hey, be surprised if a woman is, you know, if it's the opposite, you know. Now, if you have a situation, if you're dealing with a woman and she's somewhat, if she's decent, then deal with her. You know, the scriptures talk about you deal with her. You know, but hey, the scriptures say, marvel not if you trespass against thee, and you know, so on and so forth. All right, so it's to a point where for a lot of brothers, man, it's just I'll say most brothers, 99.9% of brothers, man, it's just like it's to a point where, hey, if you gotta dealing with the chick and she's somewhat decent, all right, you know, it's like oh shit, you know, this woman, she's decent, she know how to cook, right? She knows how to shut the hell up, and whatever the case may be. All right, you know, but hey, like I said, don't expect no Sarah or none of that, you know, because hey, on this side as of right now, hey, Satan is dealing with these women. All right, you know, these women, they're in a pack, they're in a league, they're in a covenant with Esau Edom. So these women, as of right now, they're not our women. So don't expect much from them. You see, just to say, again, I'm rambling, but I say all that just to say it. But don't expect much from these women. All right. You know, so going back to the topic at hand, again, Salakia for the rambling. Going back to the topic at hand, hey, you know, because it's just like, damn, you know, because like I said, I posted the this video here in the chat with brothers in the group chat, man. And it's just like, man, because it pisses you off. You know, you got a lot of people that talk about why we're so disgruntled, right? Why we're so mad, and you know, I get this all the time, almost on a daily basis. You need to smile more. Why don't you smile? Because in the scriptures talk about that, man. What the fuck is there to smile about, man? You know, oppression makes a wise man mad. What is there to smile about? What is there to smile about? You know, man, it's nothing to smile about, because, you know, Jake is catching hell. Jake is oppressed. This is not our natural estate. This is not our natural estate, man. But, you know, we got to deal with it. We got to suck it up, take the shit on the chin, and keep it pushing until, hey, our time comes. Lord won't wear that number. You know, we just got to suck it up and deal with it until our time comes. You see? But nevertheless, like I said, you watch this video, and again, Lord willing, I'm going to post this video as well. I'm going to post this video in the link. In the description, all right, I'm gonna post a link to this video. I'm gonna post it in the description. You can watch it for yourself, because the whole point being that if the roles were reversed, all right, if the roles were reversed, if it was the other way around, because again, you see the title, it says boyfriend beater is convinced that laws don't apply to her. All right, because you know, you watch the video, hey, you know, pretty much the cops, man, they were questioning the dude, right? You know, because the reports came in that, hey, basically a bitch, you know, the bitch was beating on the man, or beating on the dude, right? You know, so the reports came in, and the cops came to affront the cops came to confront the cat. They came to confront the dude about what was going on, and he's trying to, you know, downplay it, and you know, like, don't touch my girl, you know, don't, you know, leave her out of this, and it wasn't her fault. Basically, that simp shit, man. And that's why I said, because like I said, me myself personally, to come, you know, to put myself out there, I came from that background, because that's what the society teaches, right? That you have to have some type of soft spot for women, children, right? And truth be told, hey, fuck these people, man. Fuck the women. Fuck these women. If they're outside of, you know, the innumerable multitude, if they're outside of the elect, fuck these women. Fuck the children. I'm gonna say it too. Fuck the kids. Fuck them too. Because a lot of these children, they're unruly. And according to the scriptures, hey, when it comes to unruly children, hey, you put their ass to death. All right, you put their ass to death, and that's the thing with the Yahweh Shema Shai. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone's emotions. All right, when it comes down to it, business is business. Because, you know, as I often say, hey, you know, and that's why the scriptures emphasize in instilling the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai in these children while they're young, because, you know, hey, the scriptures say while there is yet hope, because once it gets to a point where they're held accountable, if they weren't raised accordingly, if they weren't raised properly, then they're fucked. You see? And that's important because, hey, our forefathers, they knew and understood that, hey, 3-4 generations down the line, we were going to come back. Like, again, let's just say me, myself, all right? I have a son, right? You know, I have a son. I'm saying I have a son, right? All right. And let's say, you know, time goes on, he has a son. All right. And then time goes on, hey, he has a son. All right. That, you know, 3 generations, right? You know, well, hey, 3 generations, right? Well, hey, after that, then, hey, through the spirit, hey, I would come back through those loins, you know. You see, and to just put it in a perspective, because, like I said, our forefathers, they knew that eventually 3 or 4 generations down the line, they knew that they would have to come back through the loins of their sons. So, you know, this is why you teach your sons, you would get on them, teach them the family business, whatever the case may be. You would get on them, right? While they're young. That way, when they grow up, and this was one of the things that King Solomon, one of the things that he explained, like, because this is like, man, if you know, all the wealth, if you left everything that you had to a 2/3 nigga, then it's just like, man, god damn, you're fucked. You're screwed. And that's why I be saying, like, man, if we had to come back through the loins of these niggas, man, these niggas, they wake up to hot Cheetos and fucking Mountain Dew. If we had to come back through these niggas, man, we're fucked. We're through. You know, that's why just the Lord, man, he just has to, hey, pursuing to Isaiah, hey, man, if the Lord wasn't dealing with a remnant, then, man, shit, we're fucked. We're through. But nevertheless, going back to the ancient customs, hey, this is why our father, he would try to, you know, install everything that he knew on to his son, because he knew eventually 3-4 generations down the line, he would come back. You know, he would come back. So, you know, but let me get this, man. Slagir. All right, because again, man, hey, if the roles were reversed, in this situation, the outcome would have been totally different, man. It would have been totally different because, again, the reports came in that a woman basically a woman, she was beating on a man, right? So the cops came to confront this man, all right, and he's trying to downplay it, right? And the cops, you see, they're trying to reason with him, and they even caught up to the woman, the woman that you see on screen. They even caught up to the woman, and it's like the cops, man. But if the roles were reversed, right? If the roles were reversed, right, and they caught the man up the street, let's say the man was beating a woman, and they caught the man up the street, they were questioning the woman, and they caught the man up the street. Hey, they would have thrown his ass under the bus, man. They would have thrown his ass under the jail, man. You see, that's the fucking thing, man. This let me get this real quick. Slack it, man. Because like I said, this shit got me heated, So that's why it was just on my spirit real quick. 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai? And this is why we are being groomed, prepped, taught. This is why our whole mindset, we had to be renewed in the spirit. We had to come as newborn babes, because we were all at this point where whether we were simps, drug dealers, adulterers, whatever, we had to be born again, washed, cleansed, whatever the case may be, whoever we were before this truth. All right, we had to come again. All right, because the man or woman that we were before this truth, before this knowledge, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, it was not going to inherit the kingdom. All right, because if you think that the Heavenly Father Yahweh was just going to let any type of nigga, and that's the thing, there's not going to be any type of niggerism. There's not going to be any niggerism in the kingdom, all right, let alone near Yahweh Shai. If you think the Heavenly Father is going to let any type of individual be around his only begotten son, you're sadly mistaken. All right, so that's why we are fighting for a tight spot. We are fighting for a tight spot. All right. Because again, the Heavenly Father is not going to let anyone just come around his only begotten son, man. You see? But again, 1 Corinthians 6 and 9, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate. So that's the point. All right. That effeminate, weak ass, simp ass, beta ass male spirit. And this is something that we have to unlearn, because we were all taught this out. And that's why I say, certain things hit different for certain brothers, because again, just to put myself out there, I was never a smoker. All right. I never smoked drugs. I never smoked a cigarette in my life. All right. I never, slept with another man's woman. Prior to this truth, I never slept with another man's woman. I basically, before I came into this truth, I was a virgin. I was a virgin. So I never slept with another man's woman. There's certain things, certain things apply different to certain brothers. But that's not to say that just because we didn't do one thing, that doesn't mean we're not guilty of another. So that's why I say, just because I never smoked cigarettes, I never smoked a day in my life, that doesn't mean I wasn't a fucking simp. I was a simp. So that's why I say, certain things, it just hits different. It hits home. So that's why this topic of being a fucking simp, bait-ass nigga, it's simp. And I can see, because the Apostle Gabar, he made this statement too. He was there. So that's why it makes sense. Like when the Apostle Gabar, and I've been telling brothers over the past few weeks, hey, because the Apostle Elder Gabar, man, he did a video 2 months ago, man. And again, real quick, Salaki for the rambling, because, I've only been with one Southern Kingdom in my life. I've only been with one, but me, I'm the type to listen. I get my lesson I learned my lesson the first go around. All right, because I'm the type that, hey, listen. Once I go through certain things. Once I go through a certain situation once, I'm the type to listen. I don't want to go through this shit again. So I've been through. I was with Southern Kingdom one time, and that was enough for me. And that was even before I knew about what the apostles was on, man. You know, I was with one Southern Kingdom, one Judite woman in my life, one Judite in my life, and that was enough for me to say, hey, man, the so-called black woman, man, that's not where it's at. You see, and I'll tell brothers now. I'll say it right now. Hey, I'm. It took me one Northern Kingdom. You see, that's the balance of the Lord, man. One Northern Kingdom to know that, like, hey, man, shit. Ultimately, what it comes down to is, and it's unfortunate because it's like, damn, it's like you gotta treat Eve, because Eve is nothing. She's not no use. Unfortunately, she's not of no use, man. Other than a fucking comrade. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but hey, that's at this point, man. Eve has no use other than just to be a comrade. And I'd be saying, like, man, it's unfortunate because you got to treat Eve like a concubine, and you got to treat the concubines like an Eve. It's like, damn. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's just the reality of things. It took me one Southern Kingdom and one Northern Kingdom to just understand, like, man, the hell with Eve, man. Fuck Eve. And I tell brothers all the time, hey, you better get you a Moabite, get you an Ammonite, get you an Edomite. Fuck Eve, man. I tell brothers all the time. And it's spiritual because, like I was saying, the Apostle Gabar, man, like a month or two ago, man, like 2 months ago, he did a video he did the video going into Eve, but he was more so getting on brothers, man. Brothers that want to deal with the black woman, man. And it's spiritual because at that point, I'm like, man, I was getting to a point where I was just like, man, fuck it, man. I might give Judah, I might give Northern Salakia, I might give Southern Kingdom a chance. And when I saw that video of the Apostle Gabar, man, I was like, man, it took me back. I was like, man, fuck that. I'm good, man. Fuck it. The hell with the Southern Kingdom. The hell with Judah. I'm good. Because like I said, the Apostle, he was going in. He was going in on Eve, but he was really getting on brothers, man, wanting to deal with the so-called black woman. And like I said, I was just lightening up, man. I was just getting to a point where I was just like, man, I might give Southern Kingdom a chance, but no, I'm good. Because these women, they are too entitled. They're too far gone, and that's, you see this video, man. Again, watch this video. It gives in a glimpse of that, because this is a Karen. This is a Karen. She's entitled, right? And like I said, man, the dude in the video, man, he's confronted, and you got the cops, man, trying to reason with him, but he's just full simp mode, man. Full simp mode. And that's why I read again 1 Corinthians 6:9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Shai? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor adulterers, nor effeminate. So again, that's the point. That effeminate, weak ass, simp ass, beta ass spirit. Again, in order to be a man of the Lord, first you got to be a man first, man. You got to be, and again, we're coming back into the remembrance of what it is to be men, true masculinity, which there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. A man is supposed to be exactly that, a man, masculine. You see, man, but being in a society, a setup where the roles are reversed, everything is backwards. I'm gonna get this real quick, because this is what Yahweh Shai is, and we're currently in that transitionary period where, hey, things are being flipped right side up, because everything right now is upside down, but things are being flipped right side up, right? So I'm gonna get this real quick, and I think it's Isaiah. Hold on. Hold on. Bear with me real quick. Because like I said, man, I'm doing it strictly off the slide, man. Isaiah 24:1. It says, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. So you see, because like I said, the Lord basically, he's turning things upside down, right? Which, again, basically he's turning things right side up, because everything is already upside down, right? But the Lord is turning things, he's turning things right side up. And we are currently in that transitionary period. I often talk about that transitionary period where, hey, the Lord is he's making everything right. All right. Like the scriptures say, the foundations of the earth are all out of course. Where Yahweh the spirit of Yahweh Shai is spreading throughout. And this is why you have the whole what do you call it? The manosphere. All right. You have the whole movements where, men going their own way, the MGTOW movement. You got the passport bros, You got a lot of Jake waking up to the fact that, hey, Eve ain't right. At least the Babylonian woman, You see, this whole spirit, hey, Yahweh Shemal Shai, he's stirring all this up, man. And, again, that's the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shai, because he's making everything right. He's turning things right. The Lord is flipping everything right side up, because everything is already turned upside down. Where he's flipping everything right side up. You see, man? So, like I said, when you watch this video, hey, this Karen, she couldn't, and that's what aggravated me the most, because the cops, like I said, man, they were trying to reason with the dude, and, they were trying to be all, cordial and peaceful, and then even when it came to the Karen, right, until she started, showing her true Edomite nature, right? But even with that being said, they were still trying to, because like I said, that's the whole thing. Like, if the roles were reversed, because this bitch, she started kicking and screaming and, showing out. But if the roles were reversed, if it was the nigga, if it was the dude that was, showing out, man, like I said, he would have been put under the jail. They would have thrown his ass under the jail, man. They would have tased him, probably shot him, maced him, all that, man. So that's the thing, man. It's just like, this whole thing, this whole society being catered towards women. It's like, man, fuck that, man. I mean, get this in Ezekiel. Because, again, in this society, and we've seen that in the movie Titanic, right? Where, when the ship started sinking, what did they say? Hey, the women and children first, right? Man, fuck that. Fuck these women. Fuck them kids, man. All right? Because, hey, you only bring a lineage back. You only bring a nation back through the men, through the loins of the men. You see? So if you think that, hey, the Lord gives a damn about what Esau's taught as far as, women and children, if you think the Lord gives a damn about that, man, the hell with that. The Lord don't care about that shit, man. That's why I'm going to get this real quick in Isaiah 9. In verse, starting at 5, it says, Ezekiel 9:5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have you pity. Because you see, hey, this is the Heavenly Father telling the angel, hey, listen, everyone that don't want to get right, hey, don't, no remorse. You see? And that's why you see a lot of brothers, a lot of us are to a point where it's just like, man, that like I said, the hell with these women, the hell with them kids, man. Fuck them kids, man. These little badass kids, man. Fuck these kids, man. Like I said, if you don't like how I speak, if you don't like, man, the language barrier, man, fuck off this channel. Go watch some cat videos or some shit. Fuck all that shit. You see, man? Because again, the Lord don't care about none of that shit. The Lord, that's the thing. The Lord, he doesn't care about he doesn't cater to anyone's emotions. And that's the spirit that rubs off on the men of Yahweh, the men of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's the same spirit that rubs off on the men of Yahweh Shema Shai. We don't give a damn about anyone's emotions. And that's another thing. One of many things that we're being taught is to, hey, lay our emotions aside, man. To say the hell with our emotions. So you see a lot of brothers, man, rough around the edges. You see certain, like the elder Monatazakba, man. You know, G, South Carolina. You know, a lot of Jake in Israel they refer to as the rebukinator. You know, and I be wanting to tell you, man, I've been cursed out. I've been cussed out by the elder Monatazakba a few times, several times. So listen, you know, that's just one of many examples of, hey, you know, the man of the Lord, man, hey, and that's the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai. Like I said, hey, we don't cater to anyone's emotions, how anyone feels. You know, fuck your emotions, fuck our emotions. You see, because again, the Lord doesn't care about anyone's emotions. So with that being said, when you read on to verse 6, it says, "Slay utterly old and young." You see, so hey, because in the time to come, hey, the Lord don't care about if anyone and all people outside of the elect, hey, the Lord don't care about them, and that includes from the old grandmas, grandpas, all the way down to the newborn babes, right? Because in the times to come, that's what we're gonna start seeing. Hey, niggas gonna grandmas, grandpas to little born babes getting slayed out, getting killed, getting murked out here, man. Right? It says, and little children. It says, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. All right, so I'm gonna read that again. Slake, slay utterly, old and young, both maids. And again, because this society teaches you to have it teaches you to cater to women and children, right? But like I said here, slay utterly. And again, this is the Heavenly Father telling the angels, hey, slay utterly, old and young, both maids, right? Which a maid is basically a young woman, right? It says, and little children and women. So, you know, if women were so innocent, then, because you see, that's the thing. Throughout the scriptures, man, if women were so innocent, hey, and this is why I always say, just me personally, I always talk about how, hey, for the most part, when it comes to these scriptures, man, it's not for women. All right. Now, every now and then, I'm talking about every every lunar eclipse, man, which is a rare eclipse or a rare occasion. I might, you know, break something down to a woman. You know, every rare occasion, I might, you know, break a thing down to a woman, because these scriptures, they're not for women. This Bible is not for women. All right, these scriptures is not for women. And hey, I always say, hey, for women, you know, hey, you want to learn anything, just learn how to submit to a man. That's your best bet. Just learn how to submit to a man of Yahweh Shimon Shai. That's your best bet. All right, because if women were so innocent, well, if you read throughout the scriptures, man, hey, for the most part, because you do have a few examples, Sarah, and you know, you do have a few examples of, you know, some righteous women. All right, less than a handful of righteous women. But overall, man, the you know, hey, the Lord doesn't really have any any positive things to say about women. You know, if women were so innocent, why do the scriptures? Why does the Lord not have many, you know, good things to say about women? You know, because like the scriptures say, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. You see, man. So, you know, women are not innocent, despite what Esau teaches, despite what the society has taught. All right, these women, they're not innocent. You know, so that's why in this very verse, Ezekiel 9:6, it mentions women twice. Like I said, slay utterly, old and young, both maids, you know, young women, right? It says, and little children. All right, like I said, fuck them women, fuck these women, fuck the kids, man. They're not innocent. All right. It says, and women. So again, maids, children, and women. But the point being, it mentioned women twice in this very verse, because women, they're not innocent. They're not innocent. You woman, you're not innocent. You are not innocent by any means. All right, so your best bet is just to shut the fuck up and submit yourself to a man of Yahweh Shimon Shai. And that's your best bet. Because, hey, to those of us, hey, we're walking on a fine line, man. Every day we're walking on eggshells. We know that at any moment that the Lord can blow our candle out. But you women, man, the majority, and this is a heavy statement because 99.9% of you women, man, you're too far gone. You're too far gone. You know, and it's spiritual because, again, hey, 2/3 consists mostly of women. You know, hey, you have, what did the report say? And I'm gonna just say this because I'm dumbing down the numbers a little bit, but hey, you got 12 women to 1 man. Like I said, according to Esau's research, I'm dumbing those numbers down because I don't know the exact numbers, but you know, just to dumb the numbers down, you have 12 women to 1 man. All right, because there's more women in society than, you know, compared to men. So you see, a lot of the a lot of the innumerable multitude, because it consists of some men, women, and children, but it's going to consist mostly of women. You know, so a lot of women. Hey, like I said, a lot of these women, man, they're in for it, man. The Lord has it out for them. It's not like we're just saying these things because we're disgruntled so-called black men. No, man. Thus saith Yahweh Shemel Shai. You see, man? And that's what, again, this society has taught that, hey, you know, we have to cater our emotions, our feelings to these women. Man, fuck these women. Fuck these kids. Fuck these children. But, hey, mostly fuck these women, man. Because they're the ones, for the most part, raising these little monsters, which the scriptures talk about that. Raising these little fucking bastards, man. These monsters, man. These kids, man, these children, they're monsters, man. And these be the same women that complain why there's no good men in society, right? There's no good men. These men are trash. But you're the very women, you know, where these monsters come from. You're the source that these very monsters come from. You see? But I'm gonna get this, man, and I'm gonna close it out, man. I believe the point was made. All right. I'm going to get this in Jeremiah. Because that's the title of this video that I have up on screen, man. Hey, the boyfriend beater. All right. You know, a boyfriend beater. You see? The boyfriend beater, man. Boyfriend beater. All right. That means that, hey, the woman, she was the one, you know, committing assault, putting hands on dude. Right? It says boyfriend beater is convinced that laws don't apply to her. You see? Why is that? Because Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about of thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So, you know, again, we're in a society, we're in this setup where, hey, these women have been given these positions of authority over a man, which it was never set up that way. Like I said, it goes against nature itself. That's why a lot of these women, they're miserable. They can't find a man. If they get a man, they can't maintain a relationship. They can't maintain a man, right? Because she thinks that she thinks that she's the prize. She thinks that she's the head, right? And that's, like I said, a lot of these women, they you know, enter into their early 30s, 40s, wonder why they can't keep a man and they're miserable, right? You know, because like I said, as I read earlier, hey, man, everything is backwards, everything is out of course, but this is why, hey, we're in that transitionary period, and Yahweh Shemel Shai is putting that spirit out there to where, hey, he's setting everything right side up. Everything is upside down, but Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's setting things right side up, man. You know? And hey, we can't wait. We can't wait to see the downfall of this shit, man. We can't wait. You know? We can't wait, man. Because I did a video on this some months ago about, hey, You gotta just imagine and picture, man, because man, it's just like, man, what is the Lord gonna do? Because these women, they are at an all-time high when it comes to their pride. You can't tell these women nothing. I remember a few weeks ago, like a month ago or so, as soon as the camp ended, this was Saturday, right after camp, literally right after camp, the lights went out. All right, the lights went out. But even with that being said, because some of us got excited, because I always say like, hey, at any moment this shit can happen. It can happen during a live stream, whatever. It can happen. So when that took place, hey, I know some of us got excited, right? Some of us got excited, all right. But hey, when those lights went out, you still have motherfuckers, and it was mainly the women still partying, screaming, shouting for joy, like damn, that pride. Because it wasn't like all downtown went out. It was like a certain section of the downtown area, the lights went out. And it's like bitches are still proud. It's like, damn, these bitches are still proud. And again, you got to ask yourself, man, what is the Lord going to do? Like I said, I did a video on this like 3-4 months ago. Like, man, the Lord is going to bring some horrendous judgment. You just got to, man, what is the Lord going to do? Because you can't tell these women anything. You can't tell anyone anything. You can't tell these women nothing. But it's just like, man, what is the Lord going to bring to actually humble these women? Because the Lord's going to bring something that's going to shut everyone up. It's going to shut shit down. Everyone's going to shut their fucking mouth in that day. But how much more the women? What is the Lord going to do to finally shut these motherfuckers? Man, he's going to shut these bitches up. Man, it's just like you got to ask yourself, what is the Lord going to bring? What is he going to do? Well, we just going to have to wait and see because it's coming, man. But Lord, one of this is edifying. Shalom to you. Hopefully, until the next one.